Hello and welcome, Snake here. Welcome in another tier list. This time it's Empire. Yes, I finally reached the Empire, which is the most beloved faction by people playing our game. So I'm expecting to get absolutely shit for it because I will evaluate units based on my experience. And I'm a disabled person, so I feel things a little bit different due to endless pain and actually muscle strain. Let's call it muscle strain. That's very nice. It wouldn't be happen if the tier maker tool were not made it. So tier maker, I'm leaving link down below to you can make your own tier lists. Really fun, really good to have it. I promised creator that I will mention that and link it. So let's give it a go. Let's see what Empire has to offer. As always, I have my game in the background, so I will look into stats of units here and there. Okay, so let's start from infantry, obviously a spearman. And spearman could be better. Spearman could be better, but it works, okay? It's not amazing. It's not crap. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not crap. I did entire campaign with only spearmen as an empire, winning. A short campaign. I won with the spearmen and the archers, the basic units. And it wasn't as much difficult I expected, but I was lucky there a little bit because I didn't get attacked by like Clan Scryer. Clan Scryer would shit me. Oh my god, with basic units I would die. Nevertheless, they were fine. Next are the swordsmen. I don't like swordsmen, but they could be better. They could be definitely better. Tier 1 unit. I generally don't like swordsmen when you have spears. Spears are superior infantry compared to swordsmen because they can hold on, they can hold on to like anything bigger, and also they have higher melee defense. So they're just straight up better. And, that's why these guys I value as a very good unit. One, because they're the last unit, they're the last infantry with a shield. It's a tier 1 shielded unit with a spear. And I like to have my infantry, that covers my range units with a shield. Shield helps, really. Shields helped out. They have, what they have, 35% of small. It's always something. So I really, really like them. Even often, I know they don't have like a super stats compared to higher tier units, but they're fine. Halberdiers. Okay, I need to show you that because this is ridiculous. This is a campaign where I have upgrades done. So halberdiers have the same melee defense that the spearmen with shields. They have slightly more life and generally better stats in combat. So they should be better, right? No, they're just okay. I think they're okay. They have really good stats for like a basic unit, but I would say basic. Yeah, it's basic units. Infantry with halberdiers. Yeah, they work, okay? When I cannot, sometimes you need that extra oomph, and it works. And it should be okay, right? But I feel it's not that good. But I'll leave it okay because I have nothing. I have just vibe that it doesn't work here. And vibe is something I'm not using to evaluate units. So yeah. Oh god, next up are flagellants, and I fucking hate flagellants, but they could be better. I mean, for me, my biggest downside is how much damage they take. They have super low melee defense and super low armor. They have frenzy, yada yada yada, but they just take so much damage from anything. Literally anything can shred them. And they do damage, don't get me wrong. If you pick up Volkmar, they're really kicking out. But I don't know. I just don't like them. It doesn't work for me. Maybe I'm using them wrong. Maybe something is wrong with me, but I just no. They could be better. They should have some at least 10 melee defense higher at the least. Because 16 with all upgrades, it's not good. And now it's time for great swords. Okay, so this is a spot where I might get some slap from all of you. They're okay. With Carl Franz, they're also okay. I would say they should have a little bit higher melee attack. For a tier 3 unit, the melee attack is quite low. So look. 36, 34. 34 melee defense, 36 melee attack. I feel like it should have, such a prestige, because let's call it prestige unit, should have higher melee attack. Nevertheless, people like them. I don't like them at all. Absolutely, I barely use them. If I have to pick infantry, I'm always going like either these or these, because I'm not using my infantry to dish out damage. At least not melee infantry. And maybe that's my mistake. I did army full of greatswords with Carl Franz, and okay, they were okay. Because the speed was such a pain. So it failed for me. Definitely Reichsguard is a better version of army doomstack, let's call it, for Carl Franz. So they're just okay. I don't think they're like terrible, but as a great sword, they should have a little bit higher melee attack. And that's it. Let's go for range units and archers. I don't know how many of you remember, but there was a time when you played Empire, you had to take barracks to tier 2 in order to have range units. It was in Warhammer 2 when AI had crazy amount of cheats on Legendary, so for a couple of turns, your army was dog shit. That's why, like, Carl Franz campaign at the start was a little bit rougher, because you didn't have any kind of range units. I mean, only those that you started, and that wasn't many. Archers came and everything changed up. Everything changed up. However, I fucking hate them. No, my biggest problem is their range. You need to put a lot of effort in order to increase it. So, plus their accuracy sucks a little bit, and the damage in general, it's not that great. They could be better. I would say give them a little bit more range. Jesus, I'm really rough for these guys, not gonna lie. Free company militia. Oh god, now I'm gonna get fucking slapped for it. I don't know. I really don't know, because honestly, when I think about them, it's a tier 1 unit, okay? Volkmar can make them better somewhat. But there reminds me of Vampire Coast units that do the same thing, and I also don't like them. So I would say they could be better, because in melee they suck. The missile, okay, the missile is okay, but it's too armor piercing and in general low range. Ammunition is okay, but in melee, no, I could drag them with Volkmar. They're okay. Okay, so let's say Volkmar makes them usable, but outside of that, I would rather pick up archers. One, because they're super cheap compared to these guys. They have higher range. Of course, these can fight in melee, while the archers will suck. But still, I mean, often you need to have they're really good when they chase something, okay? So they shine on moving forward and shooting, because Empire doesn't have many units that move and shoot. This is move and shoot is always something that is really useful. It's extremely useful. But nah, I just don't no. Archer, I mean crossbowmen, they're okay. Nothing crazy, nothing there is nothing spectacular about them. They're just okay. And next up are, of course, handgunners. The same tier, just different building. Typical, range with pistols. Nothing spectacular. Just good unit. That's it. Now huntsmen. Honestly, I feel like huntsmen tend to be they're good, okay? They work. They don't suck. And they definitely shine in Marcus Wolfhard campaign. Absolutely shine. But in other cases, I barely see people use them. I barely use them. I seriously barely use them because they're tier 3. And again, they can walk and shoot. Good range, some damage, a little bit armor piercing. They stalk. Stalking is a huge deal because you can hide them. But it's nothing, nothing insane, I'd say. Nuln are Ironsiders are very good. I like that there is a lower count of entities, which make them dishing more damage. In general, it's pretty much the same. They kind of fall off when they need to shoot multiple units, like a trash infantry. Then handgunners are better because more entities. There's a higher chance you will spread out the damage better. But the single entities, or monster infantry, cavalry, they're really good. Killing lords, yeah, they work. Same as the long rifles. God, I love long rifles. I love long rifles, Giselles, everything that has insane range. Crane gunners. It's a very good unit. It's a very, very good unit. Highly recommend using them. Now cavalry. Range cavalry, missile cavalry, yeah. So pistoliers. I would say they're okay. In Elsbeth von Draken campaign, they're okay. And yeah, that's it. That's it. I have nothing to add. They're just nothing spectacular. Outriders, on the other hand, especially in Elsbeth von Draken campaign, they become really good. You can build up a crazy doom stack, so you can have a lot of damage. I hate chasing them when I'm playing somebody else, because they always dish out damage. They don't last long when you focus on them because they're really weak, especially in melee. But in range they shine. And I would say the same thing about Outriders with grenade launchers. God, I love these guys. I love them so much. My biggest problem is they always get caught by something faster. They don't last in melee much. But when it comes to damage output, oh my god, it melts infantry. It's so good. It's really, really good. Reiksguard. Very good. Very, very good unit. In Conference, this army is just glorious. Highly, highly recommended. It's really good. When it comes to Empire Knights, they're okay. They are slightly better when you play Volkmar and you build up Empire Knights army composition with Volkmar. Yes, you can do it. They work nicely then. Especially when you get the units from electro counts and you can get, oh my god, because there's so many, couple of variants and you can have like a very good roster. But basic ones, they're just okay. They work. I mean, I don't like shock cavalry in general because their duty is to charge in and that's it. Hold on. No, wait. Okay. Yeah, I moved it for a moment. Yeah, but I checked the speed. I remember Empire Knights were slower than they are now. So, yeah, the speed up was absolutely, you know, key point. Now, Knights of the Black Rose. Oh my god, these guys are amazing. These guys, and I don't value cavalry that high often, but these guys are amazing because their ability, if you have a certain, you know, certain building in Nuln, it's a landmark, right? And it does give them Iron Resolve ability for Knights of a Black Rose. Entities cannot die while ability is active, which is hit points greater than 50%. So you attach a Jade Wizard or two, seriously, or two. You split your army on two, you have two Jade Wizard, one to cover each group. You add like a Warrior Priest to buff with a melee defense and a ward save. One captain, and you have like two mini armies. Dream. It works like a charm. They are so fucking good. For a cavalry that can fight in combat, in prolonged combat, because they're not shock cavalry, they're just cav. So they perform way better in prolonged combat, so they don't die that quick. Absolutely amazing. If you heal them fast enough, it takes time for them to start dying, so it's great. And Knights of the Blazing Sun. I can't use them. I'm sorry. I can't. A reason for that, there is a landmark for them. That gives them flammable. That's it. There is a unit, I mean, they get flammable ability. Ooh. So you do need to, I mean, they pretty much, they increase damage from fire. They have fire attack. I'm not, you know, the biggest fan of it, especially that often you fight. Now Empire goes against Chaos Dwarves. Arbol, I think a lot of Chaos Khorne units have fire resistance. When you go against vampires, okay, they're way better. I get it. But they're shock cav. Really low melee defense. Now you don't need a special building for them, because there was a time when I think you needed a second building in order to recruit them. and that was pretty much excluding them absolutely from using it. But now they're tied to if I have option to choose Knights of a Black Rose or a Blazing Sun, come on. They said they have anti-infantry. Where they have bonus versus infantry? Nowhere. 29 to 13. 29 to 12 plus 8 bonus versus infantry. Immediately better. Higher stats. More armor. These block 35. No, 30. Okay. Yeah, that's the same. But when you compare these two, the evaluation is simple. When you compare these two, night and day. Reichsguard outside of Call of France would be lower valued by me, but because Call of France makes them so good, they work. And next up are Demigriff Knights with Halberdiers. You have variant with Halberdiers and basic, it's anti-infantry and anti-large. They're very good. If you spam heal and you build up army for them, they can do a lot good. I would say, especially when you give the Theodor Bruckner, they can be a little bit better. So, in general, this army won't fail you. And now let's go to war machines and oh my god. Let's go. War wagons. I think war wagons and war wagons with mortars are very good units. It's not easy to use them. They're slightly worse than sleds, but they can be used the same way. I never believed them, but then I started to play with them, especially in Elsbeth von Draken. They're really good. Outside of Elsbeth von Draken, that's why I played Call of France and I made like a Doomstack videos outside of outside of Elsbeth faction, because I wanted to see if they work as good with outside of Elsbeth Nuln faction. And they do. Add like a 4 or 3 mortar units. Mobile mortars are so fucking good because you can move fast and you can do a lot of damage with them. Amazingly work together. Add a Jade Wizard or 2. But definitely very good units. And you might disagree with me, but that's my list, so deal with it. Mortars are okay. Stationary mortars are annoying, but they're okay. Cannons, also. They're just okay. There is nothing like insanely good about them. They work. There is just work. Of course, Hellstone rocket batteries are amazing. You can't not build army full of them because of their, obviously you're gonna get fucked, but things that they do to infantry is insane. They're just insane. And Hellblaster volley guns. Very good. Really, very good versus single entities, versus large stuff. It's really very, very good. You have 4 of them, but they get behind, they really fall down when you go against like blobs. The volley guns start to crumble their efficiency and their power. They're amazing versus like small groups and large life pools. But versus spread out stuff, I feel like the splash is not existing there. So I would say okay, unless you go versus something specific, then it works better. Don't hurt me. It's not my fault. I just like rocket batteries more. And long rifles over volley guns. And outriders over volley guns. Jesus, I'm gonna get fucked by that. Land ship. Okay, so a land ship. Oh my god, this is gonna be ridiculous. But yeah, I think land ship is just okay. For some reason, land ships take insane amount of missile damage. They have 0 missile protection. 0. And they take a lot of missile damage. So 90 armor, but they don't have any missile block. It's just, no. It doesn't work for me. I might be bad at using them, but when you compare them to, better unit, then obviously there is something not right. Luminarch of Haish. Okay, so I evaluate this unit in 2 ways. Usefulness and the damage potential. Damage potential is of course insane if you hit a single entity. There is explosion. In general, it's really fucking good when it comes to shooting. The low rate of fire is annoying. It's really annoying, but it's something you can deal with. But they have 2 abilities. One is a, Locus of Haish, which gives you power recharge minus 20% for all enemies in map. So, yeah, it's okay, right? And the second one is Aura of Protection, which gives you 10% ward save for everything around them in 55 meters, which is nice range, but you need to have Winds of Magic. It's the Phoenix ability, pretty much. I often like to have one of them in an army, specific, like steam tanks or something. They're the weak link, and I stopped using them, but I like to use them even in like infantry-based army. Like I have front line, missile line, and artillery, and I put Luminarch of Haish there because that extra ward save is shining upon my infantry. So, plus I can do a lot of harm to anything. So I definitely like it, and I highly recommend trying it. But annoyance, you will get definitely annoyed by lower fire rate. Nevertheless, they're a very good unit. And the steam tanks. Now the steam tanks. One is with the volley gun. The other one is just with a cannonball. And they are a god tier. A god tier means nothing can defeat them. If you build up army well, nothing will stand in your way. Nothing. There is absolutely nothing. They are so fucking powerful, it's insane. If you get, Electro Count's version, oh my god, they're so good. You can use them like a magic chariots, which I believe they were called magic chariots. I mean, chariots for sure back in the day. Magic chariot is Luminarch of Haish, but they were definitely some kind of chariot back in the day. The power is insane. In very good range, powerful missile. They have directional shield, so they block missile from each side. You can drag them into melee. They definitely have the collision attack, so in general, nothing can stop them. AI, at least, cannot stop them. So they're the god tier of Empire. Absolutely loving them. Even the volley gun. And that's it. That's my Empire list. It's not as the Sigmar would expect from me, but I think it's a fair assessment here and there. Some units get praised, some units did not. I tried my best. Let me know in a comment what do you think. Where did I did wrong? Subscribe, please, if you like what I do. Thank you for watching. Till the next time, take care and bye-bye.